Alright, I've took two videos actually, put them together, two trips in other words, and this trip I was kind of point out where my first horse I had got out one night and got down there the next morning looking for him. He's gone. I put him in a stall and got out of the stall and got out of the fence, and the road that I'll take to the right in a little bit, that's where off down through there. Someone had called and had word that we had a horse. He'd been calling around. So we went down. Sure enough, it was him. Had to get him and put him in the trailer, haul him back. But what happened was that I know nothing about horses really. I bought him from a trainer, professional trainer and breeder, and he was working with him, but brought him back home for a while, and I got real cold, maybe in the teens, possibly even single digits. I don't remember now. It's been a number of years ago. But I eventually started using my horses, take them into prisons, and put on horse exhibitions in the yard, and get the whole prison out there to present the gospel to them. But I was concerned about him, and so I put a blanket. I bought one of these horse blankets, put it on him, and he didn't like that. So during the night sometime, he tried to get it off, and eventually found him as, I think, hanging down under his belly, and the straps up on his back. And so I never tried to put one on him again after that, I don't think. But my friend, who was the trainer, told me, he said, well, you don't have to worry about them. They give out, he's in that small stall, and he gives out enough heat as what a small space heater would give out. So didn't worry about him after that, on any of that. So I found him, like I say, there's a cul-de-sac down at the end of that street now that wasn't there at the time, so it's a little different. I could count all the tears that have fallen, it would seem like an ocean to me. If my heart were a window, you could see through all the pain and the scars you would see. Tears will never stain the streets of that city. No resolve dead on my mansion door. Teardrops aren't welcome beyond the gates of glory, 'cause a heart will never break anymore. I've never met one man without sorrow. I've never looked into eyes with no pain. There's a land where every day is a stranger. Joy is the only song to sing. Tears will never stain the streets of that city. No wreaths of death on my mansion door. Teardrops aren't welcome beyond the gates of glory. Well, surely I have to put my chain back on. Just haven't quite got it just right yet, but I think I finally did after this. I am weak, but thou art strong. Jesus, keep me from all wrong. I'll be satisfied as long as I walk. Let me walk close to thee. Just a closer walk with thee. Granted, Jesus is my plea. Daily walking close to thee. feeble life is over. Time for me shall be no more. Guide me gently, safely on to thy kingdom shore, to thy shore. Just a closer walk with thee. Granted, Jesus is my plea. Daily walking close to thee. Let it be, dear Lord, let it be. When life's sun sinks in the west, Lord, may I have done my best. May I find a sweet peace and rest in that happy home of the blessed. Just a closer walk with thee. Jesus is my plea. Daily walking close to thee. People still, they cheat and lie for wealth and what it may buy. But don't they know on the judgment day that their gold and silver will melt away? I'd rather be in a deep dark grave and know that my poor soul is saved, and to live in this world in a house of gold. Now my God and you my soul. What good is gold and silver too, when your heart's not good and true? Sinner, hear me when I say, fall down on your knees and pray. I'd rather be in a deep dark grave and know that my poor soul was saved, than to live in this world in a house of gold and deny my God and lose my soul. Jesus died there on the cross so this world would not be lost. Sinner, hear now what I say, for someday you'll have to pay. I'd rather be in a deep dark grave and know that my poor soul was saved, and to live in this world in a house of gold. Now my God and you my soul. Went up, jumped that about 3 foot high bank down there just ahead a little bit, and ended up flipped over, ended up on its wheels in the field, and 2 young boys got out of it. But anyway, I'll kind of relate that story when we come back up, but just to give you an idea where it's at, it's right in that field there. After he'd gone through that the yard of that house that was across the road. Went up, jumped that about 3 foot high bank down there just ahead a little bit, and ended up flipped over, ended up on its wheels in the field, and 2 young boys got out of it. But anyway, I'll kind of relate that story when we come back up, but just to give you an idea where it's at, it's right in that field there. After he'd gone through that the yard of that house that was across the road. Okay, this is a song that I very intentionally did, and I made it to be sung in 4 different keys. Back when I had neck surgery and they messed my vocal cords up, which they always do. They say they go through the front to get to the back, put pins in your neck, and so to try to get my voice back and find where I was at, I did this in as many keys as I could, just to give myself some practice till I finally got back to somewhat normal. I would tell the wondrous story, how my lost estate to save. In His boundless love and mercy, He ran the ransom freely gave. Sing, oh sing of my Redeemer, with His blood He purchased me. On the cross He sealed my pardon. Now, as I cross this intersection, off to my right is a road that comes from Bethlehem, um, and I guess about 3/4 of a mile. I pulled out from there a few years ago in my Tundra, and nothing inside. You can see a good long ways down to your left, and so I turned right, come up this way, and boy, it wasn't just a few seconds. Now I didn't drive slow, but they were right on my bumper. Hardly knew where they come from. They were coming so fast, and well, maybe in my younger days I used to brake check, but I stopped that a long time ago, and usually what I do is just ease off the gas and then give them a choice. They've either got a choice to back off or they can go ahead and pass me, and whichever they want to do. So this car, after it finally got the clue that I almost rolled to a stop, then they finally backed off, and so I sped back up to the speed limit and started on. But then next thing I know, they come flying past me, and I just caught a glimpse of them going through that four-way stop sign where I was at the intersection there a minute ago, and turned sideways as they made a sharp right turn, going fast. And then next time I saw them was down the road a ways. Ended up in the field that I was pointing out a little earlier. But yeah, going so fast, by the time I got up here to this house, they'd missed this curve that I just was in, and they ended up off to the right here, run through this yard where all these cars are at, and knocked the mailbox down. Continued on to the right, and I guess trying to get back on the road, somehow missed that mobile home, but yanked the wheel, I guess, back to the left, and the first time I saw them was they came straight across the road to the left, hit that embankment, flipped over, and they got out, and I saw they wasn't hurt too bad. One was limping a little bit and cursing, and I said, "Well, boys," I said, "you don't feel too smart now, do you?" And of course, one of them finally said, "Well, no." So, well, I passed a dead skunk on the way down. Would sing that old song called "A Dead Skunk in the Middle of the Road," but this one's kind of off to the side, quite in the middle, and I'm not really good with that song, but it goes something like, well, dead skunk in the middle of the road, dead skunk in the middle of the road, dead skunk in the middle of the road, stinking to high heaven. So, yeah, it's you can smell it coming, and oh, I think it's Pepe Lepew. They've killed him. So. Well, let me go ahead and tell you, I'll pull off over here to the right, just ahead. And I'll be looking at some garages back off the road there. It used to be some exotic, I understand, some exotic cars in there. But I'm not sure if they're still there or not. It almost looks like somebody bought it. They put another road in that kind of circles, and it used to be all locked up, but it's open now. Looked like somebody was working. I was tempted to ride down and just, talk to whoever was there, but then I noticed this big German Shepherd out in the yard, and he had noticed me also, so I decided that I would not venture down there. I do have another incident with a dog here coming up. Call me a dreamer, I call it my heaven. I don't care, call me crazy, 'cause I'm homesick for it. I have never been there. Call me a stranger, 'cause that's all I am. I know I don't belong. Call me anything when he calls me. Call me gone. Call me gone. I'll be I've been called an awful lot of things in my lifetime. To be honest with you, smart wasn't always one of them. But I was smart enough one day to call Jesus Christ the Lord of my life. I called it quits to a whole lot of sinning. But it's because of that commitment. A lot of people laugh at me and call me foolish. You know what? That don't really bother me at all. Because even a fool can see the shape she's in if this world's about to fall. Just as long as I let Jesus call the shots, I have nothing to fear. When that roll is called up yonder, don't call me, because I ain't gonna be here. Call me gone, I'll be leaving. Call me gone, you'll be grieving if you're left here without Jesus to call. Call me gone, no more heartache. Call me gone. All that it takes is for me to hear him call me gone. Might have time to do one more. I'm sending this message to all who will listen. This isn't some fairy tale. Life as we know it soon will be ending. Judgment is coming. God's word will not fail. How will you plead when Satan cries guilty? Can you declare I'm saved and set free? Okay, coming up, gonna be and here he comes. He was coming fast. I didn't see him till he was right at me, um, and so you'll see me looking around everywhere because I've lost him in the sun. He went across the road and the sun's shining from that way. It's late in the evening, and right there where that sunspot reflection was at, it was where he was. Finally picked him up, and didn't have any pepper spray out or anything at the time. And fortunately, didn't need it. As soon as I got off, he decided he wanted to go across the road instead of coming after me. And but yeah, I was looking for him. He kept disappearing. I couldn't keep up with him, and I did get my pepper spray out just in case. Many times they'll start coming back after you when they start to take off again. But fortunately, he didn't. I think this is from Ephesians chapter 3, verse 2, Philippians, I think.